Hello and welcome to Mike's Garage. If you've already subscribed to our channel, thank you very much. If you haven't, please do. And when you do, be sure and tap on the little button for the notification bell so you're notified every time we put up a new video. You know, in our last video, we kind of ended up making a little series out of this without intending to. I don't like to get videos too long for a couple of reasons. First off, you get bored with them. I don't want you to get bored. If you're not having a good time, I don't want to do it. So that's number one. The other one is I get too many things spread out. In other words, I'm doing a job, I'm doing a thing, I have my tools out, I try to be arranged before we start the video. And when I'm in the middle of the video and I have a mess, it's time to end the video. Because I just get too much stuff going on at once. So, in our last video, what we did was we installed the lifter blocks. Now, there's two previous videos on this job. You know, we set about to fix a couple of leaks, and while we were at it, I wanted to get in here and do some checking. And I also wanted the opportunity to show some of this. People always ask about the dual spark plugs, and I try to answer all those questions. They're in this series. I did answer it. Things like that. I also wanted to show the cool way to make these so they don't leak and they're easy to install and service. And that's in the last video. So we've got this all ready to go. One of the biggest reasons I wanted to do this video is because I'm always saying to people when they ask me questions on adjusting valves, they give me, first off, it's half information. I have a Shovelhead, how do I adjust the valves? Well, do you have stock lifters in your Shovelhead? What year is your Shovelhead? I mean, we need to be more exacting on some of these things. Then people say, well, I have an Evo. How do I adjust those? Well, I'm assuming you have adjustable push rods, which it didn't come with. Things like that. And then you have to go with the brand and everything else. This is a full set here of Velva Touch lifters, which means it's lifters, lifter blocks, and push rods. And they are the Velva Touch system designed and manufactured by Mr. Vern Ott. And he built a really, really nice system. And I've showed all the parts up to now. Now it's time to install the push rods. So we're going to do a couple of things. First off, we have to remember that not all push rods are the same length. Now, I've figured out which one goes where here, and I've checked them. But just for fun, this should be the longest one. It's the front exhaust. And look at the difference in length. There, can I do that well so you can see that?
I had it before now, though.
Okay, from here to here, you can see there's about almost half an inch difference in length. So the question comes up, why is that? Well, again, this is an aftermarket set. This gentleman was not trying to duplicate anything the factory made. He was going to make a better set, and he certainly did. The longest one, it goes into the longest distance. This is the way here, Mike. I'll move it. Okay, I'll move it. Is that better?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The distance from here to here is a greater distance than from here to here. Now, this is one of the reasons that these things are kind of screwy. And that's why these are made so that the push rod is further down in the lifter and all that. But in using a system like this, what you have to do is exactly what the manufacturer says. Now, in all the years I've been running this system, this thing has been in my service manual. These are the original instructions. And I don't even know what year I put those things in there, but it was probably somewhere in the early 90s. Been running them a long time, and they're sure. No, that's not a date. But anyway, yeah, there's even the drawings of the parts are in here. I mean, this is.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, this is some beautiful stuff. Really beautiful stuff.
There it is.
Here we go. Here's drawings from the 80s, 83 and 84. Yeah, that doesn't mean this stuff is that old. But anyway, here it is. And again, when you're using, whether it's a pan head or a shovel head or an Evo, you want to check all that out and remember that on those bikes, pan, shovel, and Evo, the longest distance is here. So a lot of the aftermarket manufacturers made different length push rods, even though your original Harley-Davidson set may be all the same. So again, you got to pay attention to all those directions. Okay, so I checked all these out to make sure. If there was two long ones, the longest one would be the front exhaust. The next longest one would be the rear exhaust. The two that were the same length would be the intakes. Mm-hmm. So you really want to pay attention to that. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install these front push rods. Now it's a little easier to do the intake first and then the exhaust later so I can get my hands in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the lifters in the right position to do the adjustment. And this is true regardless of the motor you're working on. This is true. You want to here's how you can find the proper position. What you want is for the lifters to be at the bottom of their stroke. In other words, when the valves were closed. So what we're going to do is I'm going to rotate this engine. I can see the lifters going up and down. So we do them in the right order and we'll have them. Okay, so when the exhaust, okay, we'll bring the exhaust up. There's the exhaust. The exhaust is coming up. Now it's going down. Now it's almost all the way down and the intake has come up. Now as soon as that intake is at the bottom of its stroke, both of those lifters will be at the bottom. And the best way to tell that is with your finger in there. And I can feel that intake dropping. And it's all the way down. It's not dropping anymore. And the exhaust is already at the bottom. We're now ready to do these two. Now I didn't put corks up in the rocker box yet. I did put cork seals in the middle of these push rod tubes, and I put new seals here. They aren't cork, they're neoprene, but they'll work the same. Okay, I got some really nice corks. Got them from my buddy Kenny over in Beaumont, California. That's American V Twin in Beaumont. So a shout out to him. He carries some good stuff over there and does some nice work. Okay, so we've got the top ones, the bottom ones, and the middle ones. This is an intake. We already matched it up to C. You're not seeing me put any assembly lube on it because they're already all oily. Okay. Well, gee, that just kind of went into place real nice.
Sure did. I didn't even see it.
You didn't see it? Well, gee, sorry about that. Just lifted it up and set it in there. Okay, now, what I want to do here is adjust this one before I put the front exhaust on. So I'm just going to do this intake. Now, from reading the instructions, with this set, this is not any other brand, it's just this set. The front ones are adjusted at 9 flats. What in the world is 9 flats? Well, I'm going to show you. First off, we got to remember these are not real easy to adjust because they really are, they go deep into the lifters is what it's all about. Let's see if I can get this nut to cooperate a little better.
You were going to describe or explain what a flat is.
Oh, we'll be there in a minute.
Okay.
We're just not there yet. We're just not there, but I'll be there. And
Speaking of there, Born Free.
Born Free, yes. We will be at Born Free on Sunday the 25th. We were planning on being there on Saturday the 24th, but we'll be there Sunday the 25th. This video probably won't even be out yet.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we were planning on going on Saturday, and anyone that we miss on Saturday by not being there, I sure apologize.
Me too.
I'm so sorry. But what happened is we were able to get grass passes, and we got Sundays. We couldn't get Saturdays. They were already all sold out. So, anyway, I'm just glad to go. Mm-hmm. That's a fun. It's just a nice big party, you know. You know, with some of the most beautiful motorcycles on the planet, and some of the nicest people on the planet. It's just.
This year I'm getting a turkey leg. I'm gonna walk around like a behemoth.
They got turkey legs, huh?
I think so. I've seen a few.
Okay, now you see how long that took me. And the reason it took me so long is because this thing is long. Again, it goes way down deep in there, and you have to collapse this push rod so much just to get it out of there. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we'll get this nut here moved up. Okay, now I've got a 1/4-inch wrench here on this stem. Okay, now there it is. I just ran out of movement. Okay, that makes sense? Okay, so now, according to Mr. Ott, Mr. Vern Ott, he wants 9 flats. A flat is a flat on this hex nut here.
Okay.
So here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now that probably surprised everybody that I could count, but there it is. Okay. So now we're going to take and we're going to hold that there, that little 1/4-inch wrench. This is where it gets to be fun. What did you drop?
I didn't drop. There was something come flying at me.
Oh, that was just this. My little gizwiz that holds the pushrod up, pushrod tube up. Okay?
Okay.
Get in there, you. This works really well on a shovelhead because it has a place to hook in. Anyway, so I'm going to try this again. We're going to put one here.
Am I in your way?
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to get in here real good.
Well, that would be good, to be good. All right. Okay, now we're going to tighten the lock nut.
Against those two, right?
Right now. There it is. Why are my hands not working anymore? Okay, we got it. The point was to hold that stem with the little wrench. Mm-hmm. Okay, now we've got these really tight. Let me get my thumb out of there. Okay, there it is. Okay, now, excuse me a moment. Now that we've got that held tight, now we got to make sure those are tight. Okay?
Okay.
Now, that we did 9 flats on that one, and we're going to do 9 flats on the front one. In other words, that was the front intake. This is the front exhaust. Now, they're not turning easily by hand yet. Now, when I get done adjusting these 2 in the front, then I have the 2 in the back to adjust the same way. Adjusting them the same way is just fine. The only thing is the rear ones only take 6 flats. That's the way this system is designed. It's the way it works. And that's what we would do with it, what we will do with it. So this one is still tight. We still have, going to let the lifters bleed down before we rotate the motor again. But let's see. We're going to have to collapse this thing a little bit.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we'll see if that's short enough to go in there yet. Yep. Okay. So now we'll put it in there. And we'll get this little tool here on here. Okay.
I see. Uh-oh, get ready. I saw it moving.
Okay. Well, we don't really have to have them both hooked up to adjust the front one right now.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, we'll just hook it onto the fuel line. That works. No, it doesn't. It's not long enough. Yes, it is. Here we go. There it is. That'll do it. Okay, now. This is when everybody's watching and your hands aren't going to work well because everyone's watching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's early morning.
Well, yeah. There is that.
Yeah, lots of stuff to do still.
I know. That's all right. It's a nice day. The weather's great. Dog's laying in the driveway getting a suntan.
Yeah, we're going to have a good time tomorrow. The weather's beautiful.
Yeah, look at that. I went and did it too far again.
Oopsie.
That should do it. Nope. One little movement. Like about that much.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it's this set is made to work here. And it's not, you know, he wasn't really concerned if anybody was going to have a difficult time putting them together. He was concerned as if they were going to work. And I guess he must have been quite a racer because this is some really quality stuff.
I sure love the way this engine sounds. And
Oh, yeah.
love trying to keep up with you.
It's a thrill. Can't help it. But the good news is, I can get a wrench in there now. Let's see, this one's a little bit bigger wrench. Let's try to hang on to it for a second. It's not a snap-on. It doesn't fit as well as a snap-on, but it's bigger. Okay. Okay, this is working fine now. And I'm really glad. Let's see. Yeah, these are really a nice quiet set of lifters. I like that. The only noise I want to hear really is my exhaust.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How long have you had these?
I don't know. I think longer than my 6-speed, and I've had my 6-speed over 20 years.
You wrench on these all the time, and those flats look so good.
Well, I don't wrench on them all the time, and they're real quality pieces. And you use real quality tools. And gee, things just don't get torn up. I mean, I've always had the best tools I could afford to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes it a lot.
Now getting this thing centered in here, so it drops right into that center. There it is. There it is. She's in at the top and she's in at the bottom. Now we can see about doing the rest of it here. Okay. They are old enough that the threads are not like new, you know.
Oh, you're bringing that lock nut up.
Trying.
Okay.
See, the stem is going to want to turn, and it doesn't have any flats on it up this high.
Okay.
See?
I get what's going on now.
Yeah. So here we'll just, I got my finger kind of holding it back there. And once I get this nut up a little further, then I'll be able to get a wrench in there. I bet you I can get one in there now. Nope, not yet. Wait a minute. Yep.
Got it.
Yep, got it.
There we go.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a bit of a pain, but once you get them, really nice. Once you get them all set up right. Yay. Okay. Get that nut to go as far as I want it to. There we go. Now we can extend that push rod. Okay. There it is.
You're extending it till it when?
Extending it until you run out of any slack.
And that's when you start your flats?
That's when you start your flats. In other words, you don't go compressing this lifter. See, right now, there's slop in there, okay? Now I just took it out with my hands. This thing pretty well locks up, too. You won't feel it get spongy on you. This is the real deal here. This is, His mama said he couldn't make no junk, and he didn't. Okay?
Okay.
So there we have it. I'm going to put this one here and this one here and do my best to hold it. Yeah. Okay, now let's see here. Can we do it? We got to turn them 9. Okay. All right, wait a minute.
There you go.
You'd have fooled me. Okay. I'm going to try it again. Make sure that we've got it nice and ready to go here. Okay, all the way up. Okay? Mm-hmm. Now, 9 flats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll take this and run it all the way up. Take this one and put it on here. And then we'll take this one and tighten it. There we go. That's the way I like to do it. Okay. Okay, now, looking at this, we'll lift this one, and what do you know? That lifter has bled down, and this push rod now turns quite easily. They're locked up until they have their opportunity to bleed down. If you don't let them bleed down, what's going to happen? The valves will be stuck open, and with them stuck open, you get bent valves and wonderful things like that. So be very careful to do this. Okay, I can't close this up here until this one is loose, and then I can go do the back set, which is the same as doing the front set. So really, I'm done for now. So I like to thank everybody for coming by, and this will be running good, so I'll see you out on the road.